So y'all know I like to keep it real with y'all and keep y'all updated on where I am in my own personal journey. And I just finished watching my very last video, and it's so funny to me because although every word I said in that video was straight facts, okay, you literally just need to think as if. And I feel like for all of 2024 I've just spent a lot of time and focus and energy and attention on being, which is absolutely great, absolutely wonderful. And I feel like it is at the bare minimum all we have to literally do to manifest what we want. It's just literally think as if the version of yourself that already has it. But for me, the past 2 weeks, because that's how long it's been since I posted a video, the past 2 weeks, something inside of me is like wanting and is ready for more. It's just ready for more. Like I just feel this urgency and at the same time just like this excitement. Of course, there's a cat. But I just feel this urgency and just this excitement and just I just want more. It's almost like I've spent so much time being and in the 4D and like really cultivating and curating like my inner conversations and my affirmations and, you know, my assumptions and beliefs and revisions and all the things and the visualizations and all the things, right? In the mental space. And yes, being again, yes, that's all you need to do. And yes, your reality is going to conform. But for me, I've literally asked my spirit, my higher self, God, like, what else am I supposed to be doing, if anything? And it hit me with being. Abraham Hicks always says that you can be, do, and have whatever it is that your little heart desires. We are conscious creators, right? But those words stuck out to me. You can be, do, and have. And in that moment I thought, okay, so I've gotten really good at the being part, and this came right after, again, I literally asked God, like, what is it that's next? I feel like something is next for me to really, because I feel like what it is, you guys, is that every part of my being is just like, okay, I'm at the point to where I'm ready for all of my manifestations that are in the 4D. Like, I'm ready to ground them into this 3D reality. And so my thing is, what is it that I can do to, for lack of better terms, like speed it up or experience these things now, like right now? And although, yes, if you are thinking as the version that already has it, that is you, like, basically experiencing it, right? But I'm just going to keep it all the way real with y'all. I don't know about you, but for me, in the very back of my mind, there's always this voice, regardless of how quiet or how loud it may be. There's always this voice that's like, okay, but we've been in this state of being for a while, and yes, things are changing, and yes, my reality is conforming, but why isn't it happening faster? I need it to happen faster, or something like this, right? And this is just me being completely transparent and open and honest with you guys. And so, yeah, so this part of me is just like, I just want more, right? So going back to the be and the do and the have, and this is the magic formula, the not so secret formula is being plus doing equals having. Having is that tangible, that physical, that 3D. That having is literally the non-physical turning into physical. That's where we want to be, right? And so I'm already being. And something inside of me is like, okay, start doing. And I'm asking questions in my head like, okay, what does that look like? Because I've been teaching for so long, and I'm a firm believer, even still, that there's really no action required for you to get what you want. The only action, the only work is all mental, right? That's the being aspect, which is, again, totally fine. But because I want to do more, I feel like there's more. I feel like I feel like all of my desires are literally right here. I can dang near like observe it with my 3D senses. I feel like it's just on the tip of my tongue, you know, like, I don't know, I can just almost taste it. So I'm like, okay, I feel like there's something I can do to bring this in quicker. So that's why this whole doing is coming in for me. So I'm like, okay, what does the doing look like? And what hit me is, it's like, okay, I've been thinking, right? I've mastered I'm using mastered loosely, but like, okay, I'm really good at thinking as the version of myself, but now I want to take it a step further. I'm ready to ramp it up. I'm ready to give it all I got, because one thing about it, like, I'm over any 3D circumstances. I'm over my old reality. I'm over it, and I'm ready. I'm ready. So it's like, let's take it a step further than just thinking. What does the desired reality version of yourself, and I'm going to call that version of myself, and I've called it this in some videos in the past, but I call that version of myself Dr. Taj. It's the version of me of where I am literally at my greatest version, the greatest version of myself, the best version of myself, the most fit, the most healthy, the most beautiful, the most snatched, the most confident, the most successful, the most wealthiest, all of the things, right? That is her. That is Dr. Taj, or Taj 2.0. So my thing is, okay, let's take this thing a bit further and start doing as Dr. Taj does. Let's do as she would do. So how does she eat? What does her morning routine look like? What does her day-to-day look like? What does her nighttime routine look like? She, and let me just throw some examples out there, right? The Dr. Taj, she stands on business. She keeps her word to herself. She's very confident. She takes health and wellness and fitness and mindset and all the things very seriously. She invests in herself and her body through exercise, through eating the proper things. She doesn't live to eat, but she eats to live. She eats to fuel her body, to nurture her, to nourish her body, and to give her body energy, to heal her body, right? And so that version of me, she's choosing different meals. She's not choosing the same meals as the current version of me, right? She's just not. And so if I truly want to embody, that's the word, is embody. And actually embody is a verb. It's an action word. So if there's an action that we're supposed to be doing at all, if anything, the only action is to embody the state fully. And now once we fully embody that, it's like now we've got the being down pat, we've got the doing down pat, and our mind and our body are on the same page. And I believe that this is what Joe Dispenza talks about, and this is what he means when he says like the whole mind-body coherence, right? And he also speaks about like the body being the unconscious mind. But what I've noticed within these past 2 weeks of me like doing, so like when I say doing, like you guys, I've been like, if I wake up and like the old me, like she really don't feel like working out. She don't feel like doing anything. She thinks about it a lot. She thinks about how like she wants to be this active person, this person who works out and does all these things, right? But the last 2 weeks I've been stepping into the doing. So regardless of how I feel every morning, I'm going to take my butt to the gym or out in nature or something and get my 10,000 steps in. I'm going to get some movement in. Like as far as my eating habits, I've been doing and eating as Dr. Taj and not the old version of me. So I've been making better eating choices and just everything. I've just been a totally different person. And what I've noticed through this process of being plus doing within the past 2 weeks is that also I'm building trust with my ego now, since my body is also now on board with my mind, with the being. It's on board with the affirmations, right? It's on board with the inner conversations. Whereas before, not necessarily. And I say that, I don't want to go too deep into that, but I say not necessarily because it's like, you can affirm. You know how sometimes when you affirm, right, some things, you kind of have this, like, let's just say you're affirming like, oh, I'm in my desired body, or I have my desired body, I have my desired body. But when you say that, your body kind of responds kind of like, it's kind of like tense, kind of like, because it really doesn't believe it, right, all the way, which is fine. But when you start actually doing as the desired reality version of yourself does, your body gets on board, and your ego mind, that voice that is like negative sometimes and that's really loud sometimes, that voice starts to like believe your affirmations, and your body believes it because now you're doing as the version of yourself. And it's just like all the resistance, all the chatter, all the negativity just kind of ceases. And I don't find myself having the inner argument as often anymore, even though it wasn't really happening that much anyway when I was simply in just the state of being and thinking as if. But even like there's nothing. It's almost like me and my ego have become friends now that my mind and body are in balance and in harmony and like working together. And also just the embodiment aspect of it is like my physical body is now in the receiving mode and is now like truly open to receiving my desires. And what better way to receive it than through your physical body, because we are trying to bring in the what's non-physical into the physical, and to just have your body on board. Like when I tell you guys, the last 2 weeks of my life, since I've been literally taking the extra step to do as the version as Dr. Taj does, like the last 2 weeks of my life have been the best 2 weeks of my life, and the best 2 weeks of me being a conscious manifester since I learned about the law of assumption in 2021. These last 2 weeks have been the best. I thought I was on cloud nine by just being and by just thinking in the end, but now that I've incorporated the doing also, it's like I'm thinking as her, I'm doing as her, and it's like my whole being now believes truly that I am her. Like I am her. And so you know what I haven't been dealing with? Resistance, gone. Negative thoughts, for real, like gone, because none of that, there's no room anymore for the negative chatter really, or for any of that resistance or limited beliefs, or there's no room for that anymore, because my mind and my body are both on the same page and working together, and is focused on being and doing. And so the only thing else that is left to happen within this equation is just the having, the literal tangible having of my desires. And again, I'm already seeing my reality conform and shift right before my very eyes, and it has been the best feeling in the best 2 weeks. And also by adding in the doing, I even feel better in my body. Like I feel good in my body. I feel safe in my body. My body receives my affirmations, my self-concept affirmations, my self-love affirmations, just all of my inner chatter, everything just like I just can't explain it. I just want you guys to try it out, especially if you're ready. And I know that you are. Otherwise, I wouldn't be bringing this message forward anyway. I feel like this message is not only for me. I'm sharing it because it's at least for one other person, right? Because I feel like so many of us, there's a wave of us that I feel are literally, we're going to feel like everything is manifesting all at once. Like everything is just going to happen all at once. Like the love, the relationship, the money, the job, the house, the car. I feel like it's just all going to be, it's going to feel like it happens at once, because that's what I've been feeling like as of late, since I've been incorporating more of the doing. But I just feel like so many of us are just ready. We're ready, as in like yesterday ready, finally ready for our desires to be here, to be tangible. And we're tired of wasting time just not being and not doing. We are ready. We are committed. We are dedicated to this. And I'm telling you, a shift has happened. And y'all are just gonna see. I'm gonna continue to bring information on this and on my journey, and I think you guys will even see without me even saying much about it. I think you guys will just see the fruits of my labor, and the labor is just me being intentional and focused on literally being and doing, so that honey, I can have it all. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I have my little notes here. I didn't even go by my notes because I have recorded this video so many times and the sound was distorted the first time. And child, listen, I said, I'm just about to freestyle it and wing it and let the people know what it is, honey. But yeah, I have my little notes here. But yeah, I'm in my embodiment era. And this is literally the first time in my journey, like I said, since I learned about the law of assumptions in 2021, that I'm truly, genuinely putting in the effort and being intentional about doing as Dr. Taj would do. and thinking as she would think. Like I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm not giving myself or my brain any room to doubt, to do any of that. Like I'm all in, and I want you guys to be all in. So yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll leave it there. And please be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, and I almost forgot again. I do offer small group coaching. Listen, the maximum people is 4 people, right? But let's just say only one person signs up. That one person, lucky you, honey. You manifested yourself a private session for only $75 for 75 minutes. Or 75 minutes? Yeah, 75 minutes. $75 for 75 minutes. You can't beat that. So take your chances and sign up. Who knows? You may be the only person in the class. But I do also offer still just one-on-one coaching in addition to the group coaching. All the links will be down in the description box below. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Sending nothing but peace, love, and blessings.